So I posted on the community tab, comment down your wildest anime takes. We got 14 responses. I'm gonna look through them right now. First comment, Ichigo never came back from being Vasta Lorde and imagine the whole thing was a dream the whole time. Ichigo really died. Whole shit was a product of his imagination. I think there's a level of comedy to that. Griffith didn't even really do anything bad. Everyone just hates him for no good reason. Wibkit. What? What are we on? I didn't even read Berserk and I know that's wrong. If Aizen recruited Hollow Ichigo, Vassal de White Zangetsu, he would have won against Soul Reapers and Quincy's. The Soul Reapers probably would have lost because it ends up being Ichigo that beats Aizen anyway. So if they had Ichigo on Aizen's side, GG's. Quincy's, I don't think you're aware of how insanely broken the Quincy's are, bro. There is so much lifting that both the Soul Society and Ichigo himself has to pull to even stand a chance against the Quincy's, that if one of each was just not there and it was only one, they would have been absolutely decimated. If it was Aizen, the Espada, and Ichigo against the Quincy's, they are fucked. Ikaku is one of the... It is currently Wednesday, May 15th, 1:30. Don't piss me off. Don't crucify me, but all the flack Renji gets, all the fraud allegations, fraud talk, should go to Rukia and Ikaku. Ikaku is one of the biggest frauds in Bleach, and I will stand on that, I don't care. Rukia technically does worse than Renji in every fight, so we're not gonna do that. Toriko must be underrated, it's been forgotten. You know what's crazy? The only thing I know about Toriko is from the Dream 9 collab with Dragon Ball and One Piece. And if Toriko is popular enough to have a collaboration with Dragon Ball and One Piece, then it must be definitely underrated, because there's no way. I think you might be right, Loki. Gus didn't really go through much. Tanjiro and Itadori had it way worse, and they could easily enjoy what happened to Guts. Please, man. Again, I didn't read Berserk, but like that's still wrong. What the fuck is up with this lighting, bro? I'm gonna talk about Gambino, Casca, Griffith, the Eclipse. I mean, Itadori lost his mind at thousands of people being killed, technically not by his hand. If this stuff happened to him and Tanjiro started boiling the moment his mentor for basically 1 hour died. Like, no, I'm sorry. Joseph is the best JoJo and Jonathan is the second. I live for these takes. Hold on. In JoJo, I do think Jotaro gets way too much glaze. I think Joseph, especially young Joseph, is just as, if not better, than Jotaro. And Jolene, in my opinion, is really close too. Chopper Solo's Goku, I think. That's facts. I don't know why that's the whole take. Oh, take from my boy Chris. World building should not be rated in terms of scale and size, aka One Piece, to be vastly considered to have some of the best world building, when in reality you can be just as effective with a much smaller scale, aka Attack on Titan, and do just as much in less time. Like, One Piece world building is not as good as people say. Oh, that's interesting. I think you're right in terms that world building should not be rated in terms of size and scale. And I think you can be just as effective with a much smaller scale, right? I haven't seen Attack on Titan, so I don't know how good that gets. If we're talking One Piece world building is not as good as people say, I have to disagree, to be honest. Every island is not their own secluded world. Things happen even though we don't see them. Best example I can give you, when the Straw Hats split up in Dressrosa, the group Sanji encountered Big Mom Squad, and the group that Luffy's with, they go and face Doflamingo in Dressrosa. Sanji goes off to face Big Mom, and they have their whole encounter there on Zou. That ends up leading to Sanji separating from the crew and getting married on Whole Cake Island. And once Luffy and his party pursue on Zou, now their new goal is to chase Sanji on Whole Cake Island. All the events in One Piece are connected in some way. It's not just like things happen there and that's never talked about again. Things happen here, especially because they keep introducing new stuff and new lore, and the fact they're able to keep up with it. I do think One Piece world building is as good as they say. Renji is stronger than every current captain not named Shunsui, Kenny, Toshiro, and Byakuya. Okay, hold on. Let me look at the Gote 13 real quick. I think as of right now, easily captain level. He is already past the level of the lieutenants, especially once he went to the Soul Palace. He got an upgraded version of his Bankai. Is a wrap. Rolex did nothing wrong and was ultimately right from a big picture view. I absolutely agree. And Aizen too. And also Ginjo. Because here's the thing, Soul Society, like, they do a lot of shady shit. They do drop hints of Soul Society not being good people here and there, but like Soul Society arc is a big example of their system being somewhat corrupt. I already mentioned this in a previous video about Aizen. But from his point of view, I kind of understand it. I don't know what Aizen might have experienced, but I think he's seen how unfair the world is. And I think he realizes that this shit is not right. So I completely understand him wanting to take the Soul King's position and actually wanting to change things. Whether he would have done it for the greater good, that's another question. But in terms of his reason, he's right. The Soul King, throughout the entirety of Bleach, hasn't been doing shit. And from what Aizen's saying, I'm assuming it's been like that for years. And from what I know about Rolex, he doesn't like the way the current world is, because the world before there used to be no death. It was like a weird living cycle. In terms of grand ideas, they're technically not wrong, but the way they go about it aren't right either. So I kind of agree with what you say. Yoruichi is kind of overrated. Never that. Not on my melanin queen. Never. I would never say Yoruichi is overrated. 2 replies. By a oh shit. Wow, I didn't expect it to get that visceral. In all seriousness though, I don't think Yoruichi is overrated, but I don't know if my video on Yoruichi will be out by then. I do agree the level of love that she gets online is not equate to the amount of screen time and development she gets in the show. I don't think that matters. I think you're allowed to like side characters a lot, as long as you understand that they are side characters. But for her to be one of the few normal black characters in anime, and one of the biggest, I understand why she gets it. So I don't think she's overrated in that sense. Plus, if you look at the show, in my opinion, she is a better teacher to Ichigo than Kisuke. But yeah, I think that was all the hot takes that I got. That was all the responses. If you enjoyed that, like up, sub up, on the way to 2K. I might do it again in the future when I run out of video ideas. You never know. That was your hot takes. I'm out of here.